Welcome back, everyone. JAYBONE here for Smash This Podcast. Coming at you on a Wednesday night following some AEW Dynamite. Just finishing getting set up here. As we jump into all this, you know what we do, folks? We smash that like button, we smash that sub button, and we ring that bell for notifications. Hopefully everyone's having a good hump day. We are halfway through the week. And as I dive into this, let me know what you thought of tonight's show. Light up the chat. Let me know how you're doing tonight. We are talking about AEW Dynamite Season 3, Episode 12 for March the 24th. But before we dive into the meat and potatoes of this, I want to discuss something that I wanted to bring up Monday. Monday was, let's just say Monday did not go the way it was intended to go. Pops ended up in the hospital. He's home. He's fine. He's doing well. Not going to get into all the details. I just want to thank everyone again from the bottom of my heart for all the love and prayers you guys sent, whether it was on Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Whatever you guys did. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. All the thoughts and prayers are greatly appreciated. He's doing good. He's doing good. I also want to discuss something real quick before I dive into this, because I didn't get a chance to Monday, and that was the big news that happened after Monday Night Raw. And let me just silence my phone here. My apologies. I hate it when that happens. Excuse me. So there is a big time free agent out there in the world of professional wrestling. And we found out, actually, no, it was right after. No, please excuse me. It wasn't after Raw. It was after Fastlane. Fastlane on Sunday. We found out that Andrade is now a free agent, and he can pop up anywhere at any time. He does not have a 90-day no-compete clause. And I thought I heard somewhere that he already kind of said where he wants to go, and that's back to Mexico. And it's just a shame to see what happened to him as far as just not being used for like 6 months. It's crazy. Now, I don't know if there was an injury or anything involved in any of that, why he was on the shelf for so long. It's just crazy. But so let me know in the chat where you want to see him show up. I know a lot of people say AEW automatically. My my fellow Impact fans, you obviously say Impact Wrestling. I personally think he's going to wait it out and go to either Ring of Honor or New Japan. That's my personal opinion. You can have yours, and that's fine. Just let me know where you want to see him. I just want to see what the audience says out there as far as where do they want him? Where do they want Andrade to go? Where do they think he's going to go? Either one is, it's all up in the air. We'll see. Zach Potiphar says to the dark side. I'm a little confused by that, but okay. So there's a vote for the dark side, I guess. A Dark Vader for the win. Darth Vader, excuse me. One other thing I will address briefly, because it actually is something kind of personally mildly funny for me. Terrence Sullivan in the chat says, so now Rebellion is now Sunday, April 25th, Daddy-O. And April 25th is significant to me, of course, because it's my birthday. It's birthday de JAYBONE. And so we had a nice little joke about that in the TNI chat on our private chat on Facebook. And it's... And we discussed this a little bit, I believe, sometime on Tuesday during the show. Trent being upset that he wasn't going to have the opportunity to watch Rebellion because his own company, AEW, out of Chi-Town, out of Chicago, is having a show that Saturday night as well. So he was really bummed out that he wasn't going to be able to watch Rebellion. And so Trent was bragging that he had some pull with the office at Impact and said, hey, Don, hey, what's up with this? You need to handle this. You need to move your event, would you? So apparently, Trent has stroke with the office at Impact on it. So yeah, we were joking about that. So yeah, thank you, Trent, for putting Rebellion on my birthday. Then of course, I was joking with Tracy about this, Mrs. JAYBONE, if you will, and she said, "Oh, well, I guess I'll have to return the air tickets." I'm like, the plane tickets? What? I'm like, what are you talking about? So she just started laughing, like she bought me a trip someplace or something. She's so goofy. So yeah. So Rebellion is now on my birthday, April 25th. It's on a Sunday as opposed to Saturday the night before. Either way, I wasn't gonna, I was like, hey, it's my birthday weekend, whatever. It's all good. It's still exciting nonetheless. So, Critical Sting says Trent should be thanking Dana White. I did hear something about that. I'm not an MMA guy. I hear about the events. I don't know anybody really doing the MMA stuff anymore. I used to pay much more attention to that, at least the heavyweight division, when Brock Lesnar was doing it, because I had some interest back then. Cain Velasquez and those guys and whatever. But no, I almost never pay attention to it anymore. I did hear that Tyson is going to take on Evander Holyfield. I'm not sure what year this is anymore, but hopefully Evander Holyfield wears some earmuffs to protect his ears during this one. Oh, you went there. So, just wanted to cover those few bits of news before we dive headfirst into this episode of AEW Dynamite. Now, there are a lot of changes going on in the company right now. So, this episode was very promo heavy. Some of the matches didn't feel like they were, dare I say, really worth anything. I mean, they were still like all good matches, I felt, but there were obviously ones that I was more vested in than others. A lot of little things are starting to get built over the course of between last week, this week, and moving forward into the weeks and months ahead in AEW. And we'll discuss that as we dive further into this. You know, little rivalries are being built. Things are happening. You know, they're setting stuff up, not just for episode wise, but for, you know, bigger storyline wise. Zach Bonifer puts the emoji of Johnny Bravo with the earmuffs in the chat. That's lovely. Thank you. Yes, you're obviously thinking about Evander Holyfield's safety and security there. Thank you. Very, very, very big of you. Swag fan says this episode was mostly about building stories. Pretty smart, in my opinion. Yeah, and you have to have stuff like that. You have to have episodes like that where you really don't know what's coming, but it also makes you pay attention at the same time. Like, oh, what's going on here? What's going on now? What's happening? So we start out, and this is all canon from something that happened on, I believe it was the first elevation from last week. So was that the first elevation? I believe it was the first elevation from Monday. And Kenny set up something, or something was set up with Matt Sydal, and then Tony Khan get involved. I forget exactly how it went, but it did actually catch some eyes on social media because people were joking about how Tony Khan sounded during this promo when he came out and he started yelling, and he used his big boy voice against Kenny Omega, and it was mildly humorous there. So, but they were Tony was saying that Kenny didn't respect Matt Sydal, because he just put him in the one winged angel and then just pinned him, and there really was no match, So Tony was very upset with this and said, you are going to honor this. You are going to face Matt Sydal, and if he does beat you, you will defend it against him. So there is, there is this, employee boss thing brewing here between Tony and Kenny, and it has been brewing for quite some time. If you notice the promos once in a while, especially on Impact Wrestling, Tony will have some kind of vibes against Kenny Omega and or Don Callis. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, so Kenny Omega faces off here against Matt Sydal. If Matt Sydal wins, he gets a shot at Kenny Omega's AEW World title. Great match between the two, because they made you think a few times that Matt, was really going to beat him. There was a couple times where he got like 2 9/10 or 2 19/20. It was damn close, especially one of the last ones, I believe. But Kenny Omega did beat him. Charles in the chat says, who does Kenny work for, Tony or Don? He works for Tony, but he has almost a family bonding with Don, you know? Some would say even stronger than, manager, to a clientele. There's years and years of them planning all this stuff that's going on right now. So it works for Don, employed by Tony. There you go, Critical Sting. There you go. Then we get a really quick match here between Cezar Bononi. I know I'm probably screwing that up, and my apologies. Someone new that's been getting a little more attention lately on TV and on Dark. Cezar faced off against Adam Page. Adam Page beat him pretty quickly here. And not too much else to really say about that. I didn't take any other notes on that. But, Cezar's, nothing to sneeze at. He's a big guy, and if Adam's going to beat you with that lariat, you gotta have some oomph behind it. He did beat him here. He did beat him here with that lariat. So, a lot of promos here. One here from Lance Archer and aimed at Sting. I really like that Jake was nowhere around for this. This was just Lance Archer. And usually it's a combination of both. Lance Archer will put in some 2 cents and then Jake will follow it up with something classic. Or Jake will come out and say something and then Lance will just stand there looking, like he's just going to kill you. This was all Lance, no Jake at all. I actually really like this. And it's all aimed at Sting. And it's just to sum it up, it's just he's focused at he's focused on the Icon Sting. So this is a match we're gonna get soon. I don't know, what event they're gonna set up for this. If this is gonna happen on Dynamite, if this is gonna happen on a pay-per-view, but I can't wait for this because Lance Archer. A lot of people look at Lance Archer like, oh, he is, like this is their first time seeing him. He's been around a long time. My first time seeing him, of course, was back in the TNA days, back 2005, 2006-ish, whatever, that was. Tagging with Kid Cash. And, yeah, he's been around a long time, folks. So 15 plus years. So can't wait to see that and how this all develops. Britt Baker then with a promo about last week. And aimed at Thunder Rosa. Definitely aimed at Thunder Rosa because Thunder Rosa said something about putting the women on the map. And Britt Baker was like, no, you did not put the women on the map. You don't even work for this company. I put the women on the map. And, which she's not lying. She's not lying because, Thunder Rosa does have appearances on the show, but Britt Baker is employed by the company. And, but they, a lot of people have been talking up a storm regarding that lights out match. And what's sad is everyone's talking about it. It's getting a lot of attention, but it doesn't count. doesn't count towards Thunder Rosa, doesn't count towards Britt Baker. As far as like in the record books, it doesn't exist, because they do keep track of the numbers in this company. So, but yeah, it was basically just Britt Baker countering what Thunder Rosa said at the end of the night with Tony after the event went off the air. And I gotta say, Britt Baker is getting better. She really is. I really feel, I'm not going to say she's the best out there, but I'll say she absolutely is improving by leaps and bounds compared to where she was, a year and a half ago, whatever it was. And it's a lot of hard work she's been putting in. So, and then we get a promo from Christian Cage. He's hanging out with the guys who are going to be in the next match. He's hanging out with Griff Garrison, Pillman Jr., and Daunte Martin, because they're facing the Pinnacle. And they're chuckling about whatever. And Dasha comes up to them and was like, what's I'm sorry to interrupt, but what's going on here? What you guys talking about? And Christian's like, I was just, sharing some veteran advice to the young guys here, And then Kaz comes in camera and points at the picture and says, hey, I kind of live by that too, that saying, outwork everyone. So I'm just curious, when does the working part come in here? When are you going to start actually working? As an in-ring working. And Christian's like, hey, my calendar's open next week. I'm having my first match. Why don't we do this? So we are getting the in-ring debut. It's going to be a classic, folks. These guys faced off against each other a long time ago. About, I think it's less than 15 years ago, maybe give or take a little bit. Back to the old days of TNA, when Christian came in, crossed the line, left the WWE, and jumped to TNA. So yeah, we're going to have Kazarian versus Christian Cage next week. I cannot wait for that. I'm very excited about that because Kazarian is still one of my favorites in this company. The guy can still go. Over the course of this last calendar year during the pandemic, the guy has transformed his body into, I don't know what. The guy just looks like he's completely rejuvenated himself. So next week should be a lot of fun. There's some big matches coming up. Then, like I said, we got the Pinnacle represented by FTR and Shawn Spears against Griff Garrison, Pillman Jr., and Daunte Martin. A lot of fun here. Most of the work looked like it was being done by the Pinnacle here. And, of course, everyone's out there. MJF, Wardlow, and Tully. The Pinnacle gets the win here. Shawn Spears ends it all with the C4 Death Valley driver with the pin. And then they have the short interview afterwards with Tony Schiavone. And, all aimed at the Inner Circle, of course, which they were not around at all this week. Not around at all. And so then we get a promo, short one from Team Taz. Taz, of course, shooting his mouth off about what happened last week, saying that Brian Cage apologized to everyone, especially Starks about his behavior and whatnot, and his verbiage surrounding the Icon Sting. And Taz goes around everyone in the lineup there, like asking them if everyone's good. Yep, everybody's good. And Cage is just rolling his eyes the entire time. Brian Cage is not happy in Team Taz, and he's holding that title. And he's gonna be speaking out sooner rather than later. I got a feeling. So I can't wait to see what he does next here. And I think Team Taz is going to be down one member very soon. So that means we break Brian Cage out into a babyface role. Hey, that's fine. That's fine. Now what he does with the FTW title is what I'm very curious about. Does he just relinquish that? And for those listening audibly, I'm using my quote fingers. Does he just give that back to Taz? Like, I don't need this. I don't want any part of this. Or does he steal it and turn it into something else and turn it into an unofficial title in AEW? I don't know. What do you guys want to see Brian Cage do? What do you see happening? Charles says, I'm super excited for FTR versus LAX. Oh, that's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for that. That is absolutely going to be a headliner sooner rather than later, I think. What's next here? QT Marshall shooting his mouth off in a promo, basically wants an exhibition with Cody. Cody then comes out, though, and he's like, look, we're friends. If you want to match with me, that's fine, but I'm not going to hurt you, I'm not going to hurt you in this match. Where you want to match with me, that's fine. But now I got a feeling that QT is not going to see this the same way that Cody does. And Cody's still got his arm in a sling. He's still banged up. So this is interesting. I'm really wondering how banged up he is. Is he resting it? I don't know. But apparently we're getting this next week, I think. Cody versus QT Marshall. I don't know. We'll see. Is Cody going to beat him with one arm, not necessarily tied behind his back, but in a sling? I don't know. We'll see. Cody's pretty tough, but I don't know. We'll find out. All right. And we got now this was fun. This was really fun. And I believe we're getting into the second hour here. We got Pentagon Fenix with Laredo Kid. Laredo Kid hasn't been around for a long time. And I think he actually fought Kenny in AAA recently at Triple Mania for the AAA title. Now, I could be wrong, but I know Kenny Omega did have a match, but I'm pretty sure it was against Laredo Kid. CM Chris, what's up? He says, Pinnacle versus Inner Circle in a Blood and Guts? Yes, please. Bell's Boy, what's up? He says, Laredo Kid to AEW confirmed? Well, they do have a thing with AAA. They are working together. That's been known since day one. Especially with all the stuff that Lucha Brothers going back and forth, and whatnot. So, just obviously not as much lately, but things are starting to slowly open up. So, Pentagon Phoenix, the Lucha Bros with Laredo Kid versus the Young Bucks and Brandon Cutler. I was so excited about this one. This one was a lot of fun. You know, a lot of spots during this one. You know, the high spots, whatnot, high risk maneuvers, if you will. And Laredo Kid actually gets the win here. Excuse me. With a Spanish fly. I cannot remember the last time I saw a Spanish fly as a finisher and somebody got a win with it. I mean, that's pretty old school. You know, we've seen the inception of that. You know, when the TNI guys and I are gonna, you know, we're doing the throwbacks on Thursday. We'll be doing 62, I believe, tomorrow night. Tune in for that. But we saw the SATs, you know, do the inception of the Spanish fly, and that was the start of it. You know, along with Amazing Red and that whole crew. That was amazing. Yes, Cutler looked great. Yeah, he looked a little banged up. Like, he looked like he was supposed to do more, but he kind of hung back a little bit. Maybe I just got to watch it again. So, but yeah, that was crazy. See the Spanish fly as a finish. Now, what happened next here was nuts. Really just out of nowhere. One thing I did want to quick throw in here. Apparently Laredo Kid was out there. He was kind of subbing for Pac because he's hurt. He's dealing with an injury. Hopefully, they said Pac will be back in a few weeks. So nothing too serious. I don't think they said what it was. Then Kenny Omega comes out. So second time we're seeing Kenny tonight, and he attacks Laredo Kid. And the Young Bucks are out there like, what the hell are you doing? And they kind of like interfere, you know, and like, like, what are you doing, Kenny? And he cuts a promo on the Bucks. And like, he's like, I'm giving you guys one last chance. Throw it up for the hard can. You know, he's like, too sweet me, damn it. And the Bucks are like, what is with you? You've the guys on commentary are like, Kenny is freaking lost it. He's completely lost it at this point. He's losing his mind with his ego is just out of control. He did say some interesting things here. You know, he said something about the Don. What did he say? He said, I may not always agree with what Don says, but Don is family. He's like, okay. So he actually got the crowd to pop for this. He's like, I didn't choose AEW. I chose the Young Bucks. Here's the difference. The Young Bucks didn't choose Kenny Omega. They chose Brandon Cutler. You know, and he really threw some shots at Brandon Cutler there. It was like, just low blows. I mean, Brandon Cutler is a hardworking guy. You know, he's become like the Young Bucks assistant, always helping him with the vlogs. You know, and his wife is obviously a seamstress, you know, in the company. She works for them. So, you know, and Brandon Cutler, his other contract obviously is wrestler. And I really never paid attention to him much until recently, and just realizing how damn good he is. And then seeing him again in this match, yeah, Brandon Cutler's a lot of fun. If you love the Young Bucks, then you should love what Brandon Cutler's doing, because it's very similar, you know, high flying stuff. So ARK, he says here, Kenny versus Cutler next? Oh, I'd love to see that. So the Bucks leave with Brandon, and then as Omega's standing there going off on him, he turns around and eats a triple super kick from Pentagon, Fenix, and Laredo Kid. Damn, losing my voice already. Not good. Ate too many snacks tonight. All right, we continue. Oh, now this next part is very interesting. So they're like, okay, so they mentioned that Cody and Brandy have been working on something for a while. Then all of a sudden we go into a promo. And it shows them working behind the scenes, talking to each other, traveling. And I'm like, what is this? And the more I watch it, I'm like, oh my God, this looks like Miz and Mrs. And then when I realized what it was, I got more and more excited. I was like, oh, is this a reality show featuring Cody and Brandy Rhodes and like behind the scenes stuff of them being married and, you know, helping run a company and the wrestling life and everything. So yeah, it says it's coming soon to TNT. So Cody and Brandy are getting their own reality television series about them, you know, their life behind the scenes in their marriage and the company AEW. And it's going to reveal stuff about them, you know, having a baby and whatnot. So, and I love the Miz and the Misses. I don't watch it every week, but we record it every week, and I usually binge watch it with Tracy like every few weeks. We'll watch like a few episodes at once. It is just absolutely friggin' hilarious. And I feel like this is going to absolutely rival it. And I mean that in a positive way. Like, I feel like it's going to be as good, you know, honestly. So yeah, I can't wait for that. Am I going to do reviews on it? No, probably not. But I'll certainly I'll watch it. Yeah, like Tony would say here.
I'll tune in. I'll check it out.
Yeah, see? Absolutely. Thank you, Tony. Little late on that one, Tony.
Jiminy Christmas.
Yeah, all right. Settle down there. Settle down there. All right, so Valet says she hates reality shows. I don't watch a lot of reality television. Most turn me off, like the whole Temptation Island. I hate all that stuff. You know, and like, you know, anything related to, you know, stuff that's on MTV and my pregnant bitches or whatever, the, you know, the teenage and the pregnancy and the whatever and the, I don't know. All that stuff. It's I don't like any of it. It just that doesn't, you know, I mean, come on. I'm creeping up on middle age here. You know, that doesn't entertain me. I like my wrestling and I like my music, and there's not a whole lot else that entertains me. Of course I like you know, Marvel and DC stuffs and Star Wars, you know, good sci-fi flicks, some action, stuff like that. Hell, Stabler's even coming back. I'm actually excited about that because I've watched a million, you know, Law and Order episodes throughout the years. So, Bononi's coming back. I'm excited about that. All right. So yeah, Cody and Brandy getting their own series. Pretty cool. Now, Mox and Kingston have a promo next and talking about the beatdown that they got recently from the Good Brothers, but more importantly here, talking about the Young Bucks. That's from Moxley. But now, unfortunately, it looks like Kingston got really shortchanged on this whole thing. Looks like he's got a broken leg. So now I don't know like how legit this is. If it's legit broken, I have not heard anything, any reports, anything. If they just taped it up for promo's sake, I have no idea. So if he does have a broken leg, or because he's like, I have a broken something. Thanks for clarifying that, Eddie Kingston. I appreciate that. And so yeah, this was aimed at the Young Bucks, but more in a challenging, not them challenging the Young Bucks, but they're like, hey, you know, you're getting into the trenches with us with this whole thing. Mox then talked about he's like, I hate owing people. I really hate owing people. And I want to know if you're ready to go to war with us. So I've got a feeling we're going to see Mox team up with the Young Bucks sooner rather than later. And I know they announced some matches for next week. I don't think that was one of them. Let me jump on Twitter real quick. Sorry, I don't like doing this when I'm live, but I'm just trying to quick check this out, see if I see anything. Okay, there's a thing for the post show. Matt Hardy. Obviously, that whole crew looking strong. Okay, I'm not seeing. Was this next week? No, that's not next week. No, that's this week's stuff. Oh, we're getting Arcade Anarchy. We're getting some of that. Okay, I'm not seeing the promo things here. I'm sure they're going to be up soon. But anyways, Roads to the Top. That's what the series is going to be called. Okay. Got it. All right. So, but yeah, I absolutely think we're going to get Good Brothers and Kenny versus Young Bucks and Mox sooner rather than later. Oh, okay. So okay, thank you. I know I saw something and I couldn't remember what I saw. Thank you, Critical Sting. So we're getting Kenny and Good Brothers versus Laredo Kid and Lucha Brothers. Oh, shut up and take my money. That's going to be amazing. See, Good Brothers were like all worried that Kenny was like upset with them. And look, they came to his aid. He's tagging with them. Everything's too sweet in the Biz Cliz. Everything's fine. Hakeem Fullerton. Did Swan appear on AEW yet? No, he did not. No, I would have talked about that already at the top of the show if something big like that happened. No. But hey, if you watched it, you would know, right? I'm just saying. So with Hakeem is one of those things like, okay, JAYBONE watches AEW, so I don't have to. Okay, I get it, Hakeem. I get it. So I'll just mess with you. All right, so cool promos here. So yeah, he tells the Young Bucks here, it's time to get your head in the game. Now, this next one, wow, this was a show stealer, folks. I love this match. We get Ty Conti versus Nia Rose, and I was not expecting Ty to win here. I'm gonna straight up call this an upset because Nia's been booked pretty strong lately, you know. Now I don't remember who all faced who in that women's tournament, but man, this match was good. This is absolutely, without a doubt, in my opinion, Ty Conti's best match in AEW. I mean, she really brought it against Nyla Rose here. And Nyla Rose is nothing to sneeze at. She comes at you with the power. She's like a runaway train sometimes. She'll just run your ass over. Yeah, Mark in the chat here. What's up, brother? Says AEW's women's division is coming around, y'all. Watch out. Getting some sneaky good matches in lately. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. This was great. This was a lot of fun. This was a huge win for Ty Conti. Now, what happens next here? This is going to turn into some big storytelling here, I think. It's going to continue next week, but it's going to continue down the road from there as well. Now, so Ty wins with her DD, or Tay, excuse me. Tay Conti wins with her DDT, a la DDT. And I just wrote, wow. I was like shocked. She got the win here. Now, Nia and Vickie Guerrero, attack Ty Conti because they're very frustrated losing here. And then Hikaru Shida comes out with the kendo stick to rescue her. But then Allie. Now I noticed Allie's been getting back in the ring recently. It's very interesting. I did not see her dark match. She had a match either yesterday or the day before. I'd have to go check and see if it was on Elevation or if it was on just the dark on Tuesdays. But she has been getting back in the ring recently. Allie attacked Hikaru Shida and Ty Conti. And Nyla Rose was standing on the stage then next to Allie, after all was said and done. So that was very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I'm absolutely, I'm stoked to see Allie back. That she's, and I don't know why she wasn't, wrestling. Maybe she just wanted to take a break. I have no idea. I haven't seen any interviews, any reasons why, and any articles, nothing. So we'll see. We'll see if she's, if she's going to be put more in the spotlight. And maybe it's because the Butcher and the Blade are getting some more attention with Matt Hardy. And they're getting, some more attention on TV time. They're not just the secondary tag team doing whatever, which is great. It's just better for the tag team division all around. More teams getting brought to the forefront, because it can't always be, Young Bucks and FTR, So you got different rivalries going on and, different attention here, different attention there. It's all good, a little refresher there. Love it. Oh, Mark says she requested time out of the ring for mental health reasons. Oh, and love our bunny. Okay. All right. Yeah. Now, what? Now that you say that does sound familiar. Then maybe I did read that somewhere. Interesting. So, hey, and if she's ready to come back, she's ready to come back now, and we get the bunny back full force. We get Allie, tremendous. We've Impact fans that have followed her journey to AEW have missed her, I believe. I know I'm not the only one. So, Bill's boy says Hikaru Shida and Ty Conti versus the Bunny and Nyla Rose is what I'm looking forward to next week, brother JAYBONE. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I saw that. Thank you for reminding me. That is one that I did see listed among several others. So yeah, next week is an absolutely loaded week for wrestling. We got Christian's in-ring debut against a classic Kaz. We got, some women's AEW action going on here. Some trios action going on. And I serious. By the end of this calendar year, we're going to see a trios tag title in AEW. Mark my word. It's going to happen. They got too many tag teams not going for something for that not to be a thing. You got enough stables, you got enough teams, make it happen. And it's okay, because that'll help pop the other shows if you defend titles like that here and there on other shows, like, like Dark, once in a while, throw a title match on there. That'll bring eyes to the product. Like, oh, hey, we got a title match on here. What else is on there? It's not, I don't look at that as devaluing the title. It's just, you want to bring eyes to all the product, you got to do stuff like that. And I don't look at that as a bad thing. They even did that on Explosion few months before its demise over on Impact. Didn't Rohit Raju get a X Division title shot on Explosion? Or someone did. I'm pretty sure. But anyways, I digress. We continue. But yeah, let me know in the chat if you guys want to see like a trios tag team championship title brought to AEW. Let me know your thoughts on that. Yay or nay? No wrong answers here. Just curious to see what you say. So, what's next here? But yeah, amazing knockouts match. Next, and then on to the main event here for the TNT Championship. Man, I love Darby Allin. He is absolutely one of my favorites on this brand. He is, he represents a certain fan base, and very similar to how Sting did back in the day, very similar to how Vampiro did back in the day. Certain wrestling fans just identify with that. Like, okay, this guy's different. This guy gets it. Like, I can identify with this guy. You don't run with this crowd or that crowd. You're your own individual, and you march by the, to the beat of your own drum. That's a guy like Darby Allin, But John Silver, my God, if you are not a fan of John Silver by the end of this match, like we all, we see the jokes on being the elite, but for the Dark Order and the Johnny Hungy, and he's just really out there and rude and, farts during interviews, and he's different. He's out there. He's unique, but he's charismatic, and he's a good tag guy. But man, I don't think I know I've seen singles matches with him, but I don't think I've ever seen a match of his like this. This absolutely. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was a little worried about this headlining this episode. I was like, okay, Darby's defending. That's good. Put a title match on last. That's fine. But I was like, oh, John Silver? Oh, my God. If you're not a fan of John Silver by the end of this, damn. Check your pulse, folks. Check your pulse. Watch it again, because holy shit. He put, I'm at a loss for words. He put Darby Allin through the ringer on this one. Damn. He whipped his ass. He brought it. 1,000%. I am absolutely a John Silver, a Johnny Hungy fan. because of this match, you know, and this match even made me more of a believer in like Ty Conti. You know, she fought with every, you know, fiber of her being and did those judo knee kicks or whatever, you know. I don't know if that has a specific name in her repertoire or whatever, but she brought it against Nyla and beat her. And John was this close to becoming your next TNT champion. Couldn't pull it off. Darby squeaked it out in the end. Amazingly. So honestly shocked. I mean, like I said, you know a match is good when they make you feel like you can assume whatever you want to assume. Like, oh, okay, Darby's going to be champ for a long time. He's going to beat everyone in his path until he fights that one guy. Well, let me tell you something. This match felt like this was that one guy. Because I don't think I've ever seen this much of a one-sided match against Darby Allin. Darby Allin has had his ass whipped before, but this, you know, unless you're talking about like Ethan Page back in the day in Evolve, that was pretty brutal. And, you know, you broke Darby Allin's elbow. That was pretty brutal. But put him in. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Ethan Page about 4 years ago, back when Darby Allin was just breaking into the business in Evolve, he had this match against Darby Allin. He handcuffed him, put him in a body bag, filled up the body bag full of tacks, and then just destroyed Darby Allin. Oh my God. It was brutal. And I'm if that doesn't happen at least somewhere in the next couple years, Ethan Page versus Darby Allin again, I'm going to be insanely disappointed in the booking crew. I'm going to write my alderman about that. But damn, this match was amazing. Give me your thoughts on this match. Absolutely stole the show. Oh no, I did not forget about the shovel, because that's what broke Darby Allin's elbow. See? I did not forget. I just failed to mention what broke the elbow of Darby Allin. Yeah, took a big old chunk out of it. I've seen the behind the scenes video of that. That was in I think that's in one of Kenny Johnson's documentaries, I believe. He shot a lot of the videos and stuff during those years when Evolve was on Flow Sam. That's when I was a huge fan of Evolve. So, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. In fact, that was when I was doing like match of the year stuff 4 years ago. That was my, not match, but feud of the year was Darby Allin and Ethan Page. I surprised a few of my friends. They're like, huh, what? And I'm like, no, you had to like watch all of it to get it. So if you ever see the footage, yes, it was in that was on Vice, right, Valet? The wrestlers. It's some older footage that came out. That's what it was. Thank you. And I did talk about that on here when I was doing some reviews for I don't think I reviewed them all, but I did review a few of them. But yeah, that was a damn good one. Yes, thank you. Yeah, and that stuff is coming back. Not necessarily the wrestlers, but the dark, what the hell is that series? All the controversial stories on Vice about the wrestling. I'm having a senile moment, damn it. But that's coming back soon, too. I'll be covering those. Dark Side of the Ring. Thank you. Yes. It's on Amazon? Oh, it might be. I'd have to look. You can go on Vice, the Vice website, and catch like all that stuff, all the reruns. They've got them all on there, I believe. So, yes, Dark Side of the Ring. Thank you, everyone. My senile brain. Yeah, I love my audience. I love my audience because they help fill in the blanks once in a while. So, yeah, amazing match. Now, the ending here is interesting, and it's building a bigger story here. First of all, Sting comes out here just to keep an eye on the Dark Order. Now, I don't think the Dark Order would have done anything towards Darby because they're, you know, and not to break this down ridiculously, but they are baby faces. But, you know, Johnny Hungy's got his support out there. But, you know, Sting has a lot of history with people and not trusting people, especially groups of people like, you know, a la NWO. We know how that went. And so, yeah, he's out there with his baseball bat. He's keeping an eye on him. And they behaved themselves. They backed up. I think the funniest response was watching Colt Cabana go, whoa! He's like, I'm out of here. And you see, like, walks past the camera. That was comical. Everyone backs up. No one's messing with Sting. So Matt Hardy, at the end, after the conclusion of this match, after Darby wins, Matt Hardy attacks Darby after Darby fist bumps John Silver out of respect. Well, the way Sting was kind of towering over John in the corner was a little intimidating. Like, I don't know what that was. Was that a show of respect? Like, hey, good job. I'm not going to kick your ass, but you're just kind of keeping an eye on him, making sure he's behaving himself. I'm not sure what that was, but he was kind of really, you know how someone just stands over you, like, I don't know what that was. It's weird. So, but Matt Hardy attacks Darby Allin then, and the whole, what did they call that? The House of Hardy, whatever. Hardy's whole crew, the Butcher and the Blade and Private Party, they attack Dark Order. And there's just this huge brawl then all over the ring area there. And so this is obviously setting up Matt Hardy's next big feud match. He's going to go after that TNT title. And then that might, if Darby's doing weekly defenses now, that might be next week. But that was pretty big. That was a pretty big brawl for a match. So I think there's some bigger stuff going on here. Ty Conti even came out and attacked Alley, got some revenge. So, and that's leading to the match that I mentioned earlier. So yeah, Alley's absolutely getting back into the swing of things here, which is great to see. It's great to see. So, Hakeem says, speaking of Dark Side of the Ring, I'm sure if JAYBONE reviewed all the episodes on Smash's podcast. If not, then that could be something to lead up to the new season. Oh, yeah, I don't know what I missed. I'm pretty sure I got most of them. I'm not sure what I missed. Hardy Family Office. Thank you. Yeah, the HFO. Yeah, that's what they said. HFO. Which I'm like, HFO? What the? I'm like, oh shit! There's another T-shirt. So that's what they're calling. I mean, I'm used to House of Hardy. You know, that's the whole Hardy and his wife and the kids and the whatever. So I thought that's what they were gonna just call this. I think that'd have been a lot easier, you know. House of Hardy, but no, it's Hardy family office. That does not roll off the tongue. I understand what they're doing here, and I like the role that Hardy is doing. He's like mentoring these newer, younger tag teams, but I don't know. HFO, another word for heifer? Just kidding. If you only knew half of my nicknames back in high school, one of them was heifer. You know, and a heifer is a cow. But look, I never looked at it that way back in high school. I owned that. Heifer was my nickname. My last name is Hafer. So yeah, it's like, you know, a mispronunciation of my last name, but it was my nickname almost all through high school, and I owned it. So that's what it was. So watch, you know, 20 plus years later, and it's all going to happen again. So 30 years, whatever. Heifer's at it again. Mark brings up something interesting here. Setting up Mentor Hardy versus Mentor Christian Cage eventually. Oh, I'd like that. I mean, that's a classic feud. Those two have a lot of history, singles and tag teams. I'm sure they faced off in singles competition. I've watched way too much damn wrestling in my lifetime to remember if they faced each other for like an intercontinental title in WWF or WWE over the last 20 plus years. I'm sure they did. If somebody wants to pop it in the chat, like, oh yeah, it was this pay-per-view in this year, whatever, thanks, whatever, I appreciate it. I don't remember, but I know they had to have, you know. Hell, maybe, you know what? I think maybe they even faced, like, I know what the reception of the WWE version of ECW does not get a lot of pops from the fans. But you know what? I think Christian faced off against Matt Hardy in the ECW, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, because I think Matt was ECW champ for a while. I forget. It's all blurry. Anyways, so Hardy is teaching young ones how managers used to be back in the day. Right? Exactly. So, so yeah, a lot of big fights in this episode. It felt a little heel heavy, but the matches certainly made up for it. It kind of felt like the second hour was a lot better than the first hour. You had to get through the first hour first, and then the second hour just was like, wow, just blew me away. But overall, still a good show. Like I said, it's if you weren't entertained by something, you're probably going to be more entertained by whatever the buildup was for the next week or something coming soon, you know? So yeah, overall, a decent show. I love this one. More highs than lows. Like I said, if something you didn't get something, just wait. Just wait. It's coming. He'll pop for something eventually. So thanks again all for tuning in for this one. Much love. Don't forget, brand new merch shop in the description of this video from Spreadshirt. I'm loving this new shop, folks. So I'm loving this new shop, folks. So many options: hats, pins, different sweatshirts. We got men's and women's premium tops with all the logos, and even more stuff coming because the brain's always working. I'm always trying to think of new ideas. So a good friend of mine, Styles, just hit me up earlier today. His brand new shirt just came in. He said he loved the quality, the feel of the shirt. The logo on it looked great because I brought back the the retro logo. I kind of redesigned it. It's the one up in the corner here, the Smash, classic Smash logo. So, so go check out the shop. All the socials are in the description, the face box, the Twitter box, and that Instant Egg. And for your bone on the go, the audio portion of Smash This Podcast is brought to you by anchor.fm/Smash This Podcast. Goes out to Spotify. Oh my goodness. Google. See, Trent's a lot better at this. Over years, I'll get a lot better at this, is naming off all the this, and this. It's, Google, Spotify, Podbean, Apple. Hey, give it a rating on Apple. I know over half of the people that listen on audio listen on Apple. So hey, give it a rating. Let me know what you think of the show. I need to look into it more, but I have been. This is interesting. I actually started looking at where the show, or if the show is charting anywhere. Smash This Podcast actually made recently the top 100 in the UK. Unbelievable. Blew my mind. So there is audiences all over the place listening to Smash This Podcast. Just it'll never cease to amaze me. I try my hardest to always stay humble in this podcast game, but it makes me so excited to see where it's growing and who's all listening to it. So thank you all wherever you're listening. Much love to you all. And so yeah, we'll be back tomorrow night over on Total Nonstop Impact for the throwback. So tune in for that. We'll be covering NWA TNA number 62, I believe. And then back Friday for more stuff here on Smash This Podcast. I don't know what we're going to be doing. It's going to be fallout from it's going to be fallout from Fastlane on the SmackDown end of things. We might cover some news as well. So yeah, who knows what we're going to bring. I couldn't do it on Monday because of everything that happened. So we'll catch up on everything on the WWE front, along with news stuff on Friday night. So tune in for that. And then we got the weekend. And I don't know what's happening this weekend. We'll have to wait and see. So much love, everyone. Don't forget to smash that like button, smash that sub button, and the subs have been going up. We're like 30 away from 1,000. It's blowing my mind, folks. This is the year. Make it happen. Share the show, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications. Why? So that you know when more of my content hits your screen. We're out of here, folks. Take care. Much love. We'll see you over on TNI tomorrow night. We'll be back here real soon. Much love.